Om Shanti. Today Baba tells us that if I stay in the awareness of my deity form, then nobody's wasteful vision can fall on me. And you see that this is very profound because we don't understand that my awareness influences another person's vision of me. This is a spiritual law. My awareness of myself influences another person's perception of me. So when I am seated in the awareness of my deity form, then this awareness of myself has the power to transform somebody else's perception of me. And you see that there are two things. One law is that, your perception of you, or your perception of someone else, you projected that perception onto themselves and they get it and you also feel it. For example, if I have this awareness or this thought or this feeling that somebody is not, right, somebody is not good, then my feelings I will project onto them, and they will feel it, and they will also behave likewise, and I will also feel my projected feelings about them. So I will not be able to see who they actually are, but I will just keep experiencing my own projection of them. So this is one law. Second law is how you perceive yourself will influence the other person, and they will also be able to perceive you in that light. So these are spiritual laws which we should be very aware of. Sometimes, people get very disturbed when they find that somebody doesn't perceive you in the light you want to be perceived. But just ask yourself, if somebody else's perception of you is able to influence your perception of yourself, it is able to put you in self-doubt. That means your perception of yourself is not very clear and not very, not very strong. Your perception of yourself is very shaky. That's why how they are treating you or how they are looking at you is able to disturb you. And the law of energy is it will always flow from higher to lower. So if their perception of you is stronger than your perception of yourself, then you will get influenced. But if your awareness of yourself is very strong, it's very clear. In your awareness, you have, too much clarity of who you really are. Then they will be influenced by the waves of this, the state of powerful awareness. And they will be, so they might have come with some perception, but then they will change that, and your awareness of yourself will be successful in influencing their perception. So this is a very big law. I will share two incidents, although there are many, but I'll share two incidents where I have felt it. So I remember there was this one lady, and she was heading the Delhi policy group, and it was a big, so I had sought an appointment with her so that I could invite her for an event. And then when I I started going. So when I started out to go to meet her, then there was somebody who splashed some dirty water on my sari. So, there was a vehicle passing by, and then the sari was very soiled in the bottom. And then, I thought I should change this because if I go like this, maybe she will not, she will have different ideas about me. But then I looked at the time, and then I had to make a choice. I could either reach her on time for the appointment, or I could go and change and be late. So then I decided that being on time is important. So I thought, let me go like this. And then I just switched to this awareness that I am a Sangam Yugi Brahmin going to give Baba's introduction, nothing more, nothing less, and invite her for an event. So I just thought about this, and this was the only thing in my awareness. And I went there and I gave her the invitation, and it all went well, and nobody noticed the sari. So not a single person in the whole office, they noticed the sari. And even I had forgotten that the sari had stains. And only when I came back, so when I was coming back, I was appreciative of this thing, that yes, this happened and nobody noticed. And then later she came for the event. So this is one incident where I practically felt that, how you are perceiving yourself, even in terms of very physical things, in terms of what you're wearing also. Sometimes, maybe we think that, it's just internal, but sometimes if if there's a stain in the dress or something, it affects your psyche and you don't realize it. So this is one incident where I felt that, how you perceive yourself internally makes a difference of how people perceive your attire also. So that is also there. And then second thing I'll tell you, there was this one brother, and he came to the center, and he had come for the first time, and I was standing there. I opened the door for him, and then he just looked past me as if I didn't exist. And he just kept looking here and there. And so I asked him, "Are you looking for somebody?" So he said, "Why is there nobody in this place?" So I said, "I'm here." So he said, "No, some man has to be there. So are there only women in this center?" So I said, "Yes, right now there is only me in the center." So he said, "Okay, I'll come later then." So I said, "But what were you looking for?" So he said, "I just wanted to know what goes on in this place and what are you teaching." And so he said, "But I will talk only to a man. I will only talk to a brother. I'll not talk to a female." So I said, "Yes, you are right. A brother would explain it better, but if you gave me an opportunity, I will try." And if you find it okay to talk to me, then you may come tomorrow, or tomorrow when you come, I'll introduce you to a brother. And now that you have come, why waste your time? Just give me 5 minutes. I'll try to explain something to you. So he very reluctantly, he agreed. And then I was in my swaman that, it doesn't matter whether somebody thinks what or what, how, but, I'm here to give Baba's introduction. And with all peace and love, I gave him Baba's introduction. And whatever we do here, I tried to give him an overview of that. And then later, when he was leaving, he said, "Will you be here tomorrow?" So I said, "Yes, I'm always here." So he said, "I would like to learn from you tomorrow also." So you see that, even if somebody comes with because, people have a lot of biases. They have gender bias. They have, there was this one person once, And they came with this bias that, these people, we people dress simply, right? So if you look at sadhus and sannyasis also today, they are in very gaudy designer attire. But we don't have all of that. We are very simply, our dressing, our everything is very simple. So then this person thought that, they came with that bias that these people are very gullible, and they are not trained into the ways of the world, and they cannot be taken seriously. And they tried to tell me also that, you people should dress properly, and it gives a good impression when you people dress gaudily or something. So I said, okay, I will think about your suggestion. But the thing is, I cannot dress gaudily and talk about simplicity, right? So here we are here to teach you simplicity, to forget your body and your ego. And then if I do the same thing, how will I teach you? So then so that hit that person, and then they took the course. So what I'm telling you is, even if somebody comes with a certain bias and they come with a certain perception, their perception or their bias will be overcome if you stay very grounded in your awareness. So this is one thing. Second thing is, you see, sometimes, there are relationships we are in, especially Lokik relationships, where there has been a lot of engagement and interaction. And in all that engagement and interaction in the past, there is a certain way in which other people's perception of you has been formed. Yes, so you behaved, you talked in a certain way, you were a certain way, and then people have a perception of you, not according to their whims and fancies. They are not new to you. They have a perception which has been long established by your own words and conduct and behavior. Yes, now you belong to Baba, and now you have changed as a person, right? But I will tell you, there is a very interesting phenomena that when you are in the class, when you are listening to Baba's knowledge, when you're practicing, Baba's Shrimad, then you are in full awareness that you are a Brahmin. But sometimes when you go in front of those people who have a different perception of you based on your life before becoming a BK, you start getting influenced by their perception rather than, you influencing them. So in these times, it is very important for you to hold your awareness of who you are. And many people will try to use your past to dismiss your efforts in the present. And they will use it not just in words, but it is also in their attitude, their drishti. But if you hold on to very strongly to the fact that you are a deity soul, so something you are working on yourself, and if you just hold that awareness, then you will be able to influence their perception. And I will give you an example of this also. So when I was working in the office, there was this one colleague of mine. And before Gyan, so of course, our behaviors are very different. And then there were many times when I had a disagreement with this colleague, and that was not a very, so, it was not a sweet disagreement. There were many things that happened, and, words were exchanged and things were spoken, and that all that had happened. And then later, he got transferred somewhere else to some other ministry. And then this colleague of mine, he was a colleague when we were in the same office, but now he got 2 promotions, one after the other. And then I came to this path and I became a changed person. And then later, years later, when I had a promotion, I went to the same office as him and I had to report to him. And then, he was so happy that he would settle scores with me right now, because earlier, there was this animosity and he was really waiting to settle scores. And then when I went there, he was fully ready to, talk bitterly and say things and, do things to put me in a disadvantageous position. But then when I went there, I just stuck to this, that it's okay. I'm a soul, he's a soul, and I'm a BK, and I don't have to go into anything. Even if it's a karmic settlement, I'll do it with Baba's help and power. So I went there and I stuck to this, that I am a Brahmin becoming a deity. It was in my awareness. And I will not respond the way he talks to me. And when I went there, within 5 minutes, everything changed. And then he became the person who helped me in that new office enormously. So he was the person who helped me like huge in that new office, because at that time Seva had also expanded and I needed many leaves and a lot of support from my seniors, and he was my senior at that time. And something shifted inside him when I just stuck to, my conduct as a deity. And then he was the one who became the instrument to support a lot of seva later. So I'm talking to you from experience that this happens, and I have never seen a faster shift than this. This was one of my experiences where, even when people have a lot of idea about you from previous conduct, you can shift that, but you have to hold on to who you are now. You don't have to, if you're not in conscious awareness, then their perception of you, which is not whimsical, it is something that you did and said, which made them have that perception, and that will influence you if you don't hold on to your awareness of who you are. This is the third thing. Then there is another aspect to it, which is, when somebody comes to you with lustful vision or with the intent to harm you. Yes, and just imagine a scenario when somebody comes to harm you. Will you be able to hold on to that awareness that you are a giver soul in that situation? Or will you grow defensive? Just ask yourself this question. So let's say, you are seeing somebody holding a bullet or, holding a gun or holding a knife and trying to strike at you. And in that moment, will you be able to remember that you are a deity soul? Will you be able to ask them, how are you? Yes, so you see, in the life of Brahma Baba, we see that when somebody came to kill Brahma Baba, so he had come with the intention to kill Brahma Baba. But when Brahma Baba saw him, he didn't have fear in his eyes. He didn't forget that this was also Baba's child. And because Brahma Baba didn't forget that this is Baba's child, that's why that soul, that child of Baba, was also reminded that this is my father. And then, the one who had come to kill Brahma Baba, he begged for an apology, and then he just, he felt too guilty for what he had come for. But just think about Brahma Baba's stage, that he didn't forget who he was in that moment. Yes, let's say somebody comes and has lustful vision, Somebody comes with a lustful vision. So, well, do you also start thinking, I'm a woman or I'm a man, or do you know that I'm a deity and I'm here to transform this vision? Nobody can hurt me or harm me with that vision. So that has to be, so just think about Mama. Mama had the power to transform the drishti of so many grihasthis. Yes. And why? Because Mama knew who she was. And we all have the knowledge, but awareness and knowledge are two different things. Staying in the awareness of what I know is an effort. And only when you day in and day out, you practice this awareness of who I really am. Because all through the day, we are influenced by, other people's words, other people's visions, other people's, vibrations, the vibration of the world. And if you are not very wary of engaging with everyone and everything in Baba's remembrance, then you cannot stay in the awareness of Baba, of that you are who Baba tells you you are, not how other people look at you. And if you build that strong awareness, then there will be, you will never have self-doubt, and you will also be able to influence how other people see you. Yes, let me tell you one thing. Let's say somebody doesn't respect you, okay? And then when they don't respect you, if you feel offended and you are not able to stay on your seat of self-respect, and when you feel offended, being offended is begging for respect. So if somebody doesn't respect you and you start begging for respect, then they are right in thinking that you're that you're worthy of disrespect. But if somebody doesn't respect you, and it's okay, you don't feel offended. You stay in self-respect. You know who you are. And you are able to treat them with respect despite everything. Then they will understand that this soul is a higher soul. Yes. And sometimes, people will not acknowledge it very immediately. But then if you're really in pure self-respect, because, sometimes we also are very confused. Are you in self-respect or in attachment? Sometimes when you are attached to somebody, you have too much attachment, then you don't react to them. And you think that that is self-respect. No, that is attachment. And then they understand that you are a soul who is attached, and then they try to manipulate you. Because when you are attached, they know you won't mind getting manipulated. But when you are not in attachment, it's a pure act of, following Srimad, and you know who you are, and you just seat yourself in that self-respect, then the other person will know that they made a mistake disrespecting you. Yes, so these are the things that you need to understand. And if you don't have an awareness of who you are, and if you don't have the realization of who you are, although Baba keeps telling us every day, keeps reminding us every day, still if I'm not in that realization, then obviously other people will take the opportunity to tell you who you are and influence you with their words and behaviors. Yes, so this is very important. And I remember there was this one Mata, and she used to tell me that in the in-laws family, so every day they tell her, remind her in many ways that you are not part of this family, you are an outsider. So she said, Didi, I cook there, I clean there, I take care of everything. And then they keep reminding me that you are an outsider. So I said, okay, so what? So she said, but it hurts me. So I said, yes, that's because even you are not sure that you are an insider. You are cooking, you are cleaning, you are doing everything, but you are not sure you are an insider. That's why when they say that, you get hurt. And if you know you are an insider, then even if they say it, your body language will make them understand that what they are saying is wrong. But if you are getting affected by it, then they will keep repeating this. Yes. And then, I asked her, and she told me that once she left that home and went away to her mother's place. So I said, if you are an insider, why did they not leave the home and why did you? So you left the home. That means that you are also convinced that you are an outsider and your home is your mother's home. So that's why they keep telling you this. But if whatever happened, it's not that you didn't speak, you didn't answer, but they didn't leave their home. They know it's their home. But why are you in doubt? Yes, so if you are not in doubt, never leave your home. It is your home. You have created it. You have invested in it. Nobody can drive you out. But you should know that first. Yes, if you don't know that, then anybody can drive you out. Yes, so these are the things that you should know, that your awareness of yourself influences other people's perception and behavior towards you in a very huge way. And you look at the world, this is a world where everybody has evil drishti on everybody else. But see, when they go to the temple and there is a deity figure sitting there, nobody has evil drishti on the deity. Why? Because the deity is sitting in her splendor. She is sitting with the trishul and the sword and the lotus flower and everything. So when the deity is in full adornment, nobody can dare look at the deity with a different drishti. So you have to sparkle in your full adornment so that everybody perceives you as a deity. And in my experience, you can dictate how people treat you by tuning into that frequency within you, which corresponds to how you want to be treated. So if you want to be treated like a leader, be a leader. If you want to be treated like a deity, be a deity. Being means thought, word, and act. It's not just, I'm a deity, you treat me like a deity. No. When every thought, word, and act is like a deity, then you will be treated like a deity. And then Baba says today, you are the spiritual military. And if a military doesn't follow orders, then it is called an act of disobedience. And Baba says, you cannot be disobedient with the Father. So if the military doesn't follow the orders of the government or, the commander, then what happens? That person will be shot. So Baba says, you will also shoot your fortune if you don't follow my orders. Never say, I can't do this, I can't do this seva, I can't follow this Srimad. No, whatever directions Baba gives, whatever commands Baba gives for seva, that you have to do this seva, then you have to do it. Otherwise, it is disobedience and you will have to pay for it. So Baba says that, being giving excuses, saying that, I can't do this, I can't do that. These excuses giving is a sign of being disobedient. And how does the word disobedient feel? It feels like a compliment? No. So you don't want to be disobedient to Baba. And Baba says that when it comes to following Srimad, so to important Srimad, never get angry, be sweet always, and be a conqueror of lust. Baba says, never say this is difficult, I can't do it. No, you have to do it. If you want to get the inheritance from Baba, you have to do it. And then Baba says, whatever seva Baba gives, don't use your intellect and find excuses in doing it. So whatever directions are given, we have to follow. And keep this in awareness that you are the spiritual military. You have to be very disciplined, very in control of your body, mind, your sense organs, so that you can follow every order of Baba. Okay, Om Shanti. Anybody wants to share anything, please do.
Om Shanti, Vijay.
Om Shanti.
Today I would like to discuss few more points about me,
Yes.
which I have written.
Yes.
Today Baba is asking to develop our divine qualities
Yes.
of staying in happiness and contentment,
Correct.
even in situations of sorrow and discontentment.
Yes.
And Baba basically is asking to develop power to tolerate, which is possible only in soul conscious state.
Correct.
So holding our awareness is the key. This is what Baba is telling today, and such students are called Mahavirs.
Yes. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti.
Good morning, Shilpa.
Good morning, bhai. Hanji. Yes, bhai, please speak.
Yes.
Hanji.
And secondly, spiritual loss. Thank you.
Yes, thank you. Anybody else?
Om Shanti Didi.
Om Shanti.
Thank you for this class, Didi. A new vision of life. Two things which I really would like to imbibe in my life. First is that we should never beg for respect, because begging itself makes us non-deserving. So begging, beggars are not choosers, as you earlier also stated. So we should not beg for respect. We should be in our own self-respect.
Yes.
Because whatever we keep in our own awareness about ourselves actually influences the other's awareness.
Yes.
So these two things are very powerful. Thank you, Didi.
Thank you. Om Shanti. Anybody else wants to share? Okay.
Sister, I just wanted to say that what you said was being offended is begging for respect.
Yes.
So, I never looked at it like that. So, this was a new way of thinking.
Okay.
Thank you, Sister, for
Thank you.
enlightening.
Thank you. Om Shanti. Hanji. Amrita Ben, Hanji. Om Shanti.
So now we spoke about perception. It is very important that what I hold in my awareness, that is what is my perception about myself.
Yes.
And if I hold a divine perception or a good perception about myself, I can also influence other perception about how others perceive me also. I can influence that. Because how others perceive us, that also influences us in many ways. And we also get affected by that. And if I hold a higher awareness about myself, or I'm in a soul consciousness state and forgiving state, or then I can influence others also, or I can transform how others perceive me.
Correct.
So that I learned.
Thank you.
Thank you, Vidi.
Thank you, Om Shanti. Okay, so let's thank Baba for some time. I sit in the awareness that I am a soul and mine is one Baba and none other. I am a being of light. My Baba is also a point of light. And our hearts are connected with the link of love. Through this link of love, my Baba is sending enormous peace and joy towards me. I soak these treasures into myself. Just sit with these thoughts for some time.